we doing? We are live here from Vegas, from the UFC Apex, here for Anthony Smith and Devin Clark, with Jamie as well. How you doing, mate?
Hey, how you doing, everyone? Excited for this card.
Yeah, me too, man. It's a bit of a sleeper card, ain't it? But
Yeah, but after looking, at some of the fighters on the card, some of the fights on the card, it's got me way more up for it.
yeah, I was up for it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm excited for quite a lot of these fights. We've got a video that I've pulled from the UFC's Instagram, and they are highlighting a few of the prospects that are on this card, which we were talking about yesterday at the weigh-ins, which I thought was pretty cool. So I came across that earlier, a couple of hours ago, in fact. I'm going to try and get that on for you guys as well, so we can all have a look at that. But those fighters were Josh Parisian,
yeah.
And then there was
Miguel, Bazer.
Yeah. And Suma Deirdre.
Yeah.
That Suma Deirdre looks really good.
Yeah, he does.
Looks really good. His second fight on the card now. We've got Nate Maness right now currently walking out to the octagon for the first fight. He's fighting Luke Saunders.
Yeah, this is Nate Maness' second fight. His first fight.
First fight on the card.
Yeah. His second fight in the UFC. His first fight was against Munoz Jr. I remember there was being a lot of low blows in that fight.
Yeah. Whenever Paul seems to be commentating, there's so many low blows. He started counting them in the last Contender Series as well. And I think it was the last Contender Series. It was one of Nick Diaz's boys that went on it, and he was a middleweight, and he fought at heavyweight. And there was 2 nut shots in that as well.
Oh, as well, next weekend, Kevin Holland is actually out of the fight with Jack Manson, isn't he?
Is he?
Did you not know that?
Well, we've been talking about it, haven't we?
Yeah, but there was always contention whether it was, but today it got confirmed.
So that main event's off as well?
Yeah, and Jack Manson's fighting Marvin Vettori.
That's not bad. I quite like that.
Yeah.
That's not too bad of a blow, actually.
So apparently, according to rumours, it was a positive COVID test for Kevin Holland as well. That's the reason why he's out, yeah.
I'm going to have a look at that. But did you triple check that?
Yeah. I've looked at it a few times today.
Oh, I'm a bit bummed out about that. I am a little bit, don't get me wrong, Martin Vettori's a good replacement. He's a dog. He's a real dog.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should be higher up in the rankings as well than where he actually is at the moment. He gave Izzy a really good test. But I'll be interested to see that. I think Martin Vettori was on about he wanted to fight Kevin Holland when he was doing that interview with Veronica.
Yeah. That would be a good fight as well. There's loads of good fights in the middleweight division.
There is a lot of good fights. 1 second.
And Luke Sanders is just walking out now. He's looking forward to see Luke fight as well. He's had 6 fights in the UFC. He's got 3 wins and 3 losses. So we'll be looking to make that 4 wins, hopefully for him. But he was apparently he was 10-0 up until he got signed as well in the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got a great record, great pedigree coming into the UFC. But I think Maness is going to be a tough opponent for him.
This is a catchweight bout at 140 if you're watching. I'm not sure if anybody's watching this live as well. There was supposed to be some UFC Fight Pass prelims, but I think these prelims now are just open to everybody. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 fights on this card. I just thought I would whack on my Raptor hat as well. What up, man? James, you miss me. Yes, the sauce is back. Mystery, have you got any punk metal patches on that denim? Surely Dan is working his music. Do you know what? I have a Raptors jacket that does have some pretty cool patches that Dan's given me. So you're not a million miles off from that. This is just a motorbike one, to be honest. Kawasaki patches everywhere on this one. But I'm looking forward to this fight, man. Literally, the first 3 fights are going to be really, really entertaining. We got this first fight now, Luke Saunders, Nate Maness, catchweight at 140. Then we go to Sumadirja, which is a flyweight bout. Sumadirja is a Tibetan national.
Yeah, the first Tibetan fighter in the UFC.
Yeah, that's right, man. And then you've got Malcolm X Gordon. Now, this guy's good, man. I've watched a few of his fights recently, but we have just started this Saunders-Maness fight right now. Who have you got for this? Only based on the first 30 seconds. What are you saying?
I think Maness might have this one, to be fair.
I can see Saunders doing this. Ooh. Right, we've got a social distance, so we're just going to change up a few things. You're going to have to go down there, Jamie, like she said, not make a 1 foot gap. And then we'll turn the camera. Sorry, guys, we're not social distancing, so I thought I'll do it.
Yeah, so we're just having to move the camera a little bit, adjust position, just so we've got a bit more social distance between us.
Right, guys, we are back. Sorted. How are we all doing in this chat? We got Jamie on the left of me here, on the right for you guys. Oh God, that's the one thing when doing live streams here. I'm looking at you guys, looking at the chat, and then every time I hear Felder make it ooh, throws me off. Fights are on ESPN Plus, correct they are. How many nut shots do we think we're going to get in this whole card? I'm going to say 2 nut shots in this card. I don't think it's going to be very nut shotty, but 2's quite a lot actually, isn't it? Really, 2 in a card is a lot. In a moment I will try to get up a little video. I screen recorded it from from Instagram, but I'm just not sure if how it's going to work. I'm using OBS here, boys, so it should be relatively easy. But I'm gonna get that on because there's a lot of contenders on this card that I don't think a lot of people really know about. But this video serves as a good little educational role in feeding you some good information on this card. Ooh. So Saunders seems to be pressuring Nate an awful lot here. Always cornering him to a fence. Ooh. How can I get a job like you in MMA? It's a good question, mate. I don't actually know how to answer it. it's there is no way. Yeah, other than make. I don't know, man. I have no idea. I don't even know how I'm here. So this is like listening to a nature documentary. That's good. That's what I like. We got golf commentary
Yeah,
the other
golf
day,
commentary.
didn't
I like golf commentary. It's pretty soothing.
we? Yeah. A nature documentary. I love a nature documentary. I think we will get 5 low blows on this card. That's a lot. That's an awful lot. Oh, Dan's in the chat, I've just noticed. You got your chat open. Dan thinks there's going to be 13 nut shots. Or unless he's on about something else. So if you've just joined, we have been told to social distance, which is why we're so far apart from each other. Jamie doesn't have any deodorant with him on this trip either, so it's a blessing in disguise.
It's pretty loud in here with that massive fan going off.
Yeah, you can't really hear the fan too much. Can you guys hear the fan? Is the fan bothering you? Okay, so we're currently just about to go into the second round now. I think Saunders is looking the most damaging. Right, let me have a look what I can get up here for you, ladies and gentlemen. One sec.
I'm looking forward to that fight so much. Figueiredo, Moreno, UFC 256.
Who do you think is going to win that?
Can't wait to see Figueiredo fight again.
Yeah? You think Figueiredo is going to win that?
Yeah, I think so. He's just got a certain thing about him that makes him seem undefeatable.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
Maybe it's just me being biased, but I think he's a great fighter. And as Dana said, he's fun to watch, and if you don't enjoy him watching him fight, then you shouldn't watch fights.
So I'm going to try and whack up this little video that's screen. What happened there? Ooh.
Maness coming back with a counter strike.
Maness is looking strong in this round, yeah. So we're a minute and 10 seconds into the second round, and I believe Saunders has been rocked twice in this. Ooh.
Whoa, both throwing.
Oh, and he's... Jeez, I don't even know. I'd be such a bad actual commentator. I'd be like, ooh. Damn. I was doing a little brawl there. Very Clay Guida, Diego Sanchez-esque, that 5 seconds right there. Right. Right here, I have a little video. Top prospects to watch off this card. This is off this card, right? So let me just give you a little play of this. There will be no audio coming through from this video, which is a little bit of a shame, I suppose. But let's give this a little play. This is
big shot by Maness.
Okay, Saunders has got a lot of heart. Oh, wow.
And Nate Maness
With the comeback, man. That was definitely a comeback there. Wow. That was a good performance, that was. So, spoiler alert, everybody. Nate Maness has just choked out Luke Saunders. after rocking him a few times as well, after some heavy brawls, which was very Diego Sanchez, Clay Guida-esque until they started falling over.
So that makes him 2-0 now in the UFC.
Yeah.
For meanness.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good contender. Looked really good in that fight, I thought.
For sure. Fair enough to Nate Maness. Clean finish on a dangerous opponent. That's very good. So next we got Sumadeji. I don't know how you say this dude's name. Sumadeji. I'm not sure. We'll go with Sue. But Sue against Malcolm X. But here's a little video to watch out for a few of the fighters on this card. I'm going to play the audio actually, and then I'll just put my mic to my computer.
Been there about 10 years.
Here we go.
Josh Parisian, fighting out of Brighton, Michigan, trains with the Scorpion Fighting System team. Been there about 10 years, and he's been on the Contender Series. He beat Greg Rebelli, you saw it in the piece, knockout in the first round, spinning back fist. Then he went on the Ultimate Fighter. He dropped his first fight after losing the Ultimate Fighter, and then he reeled off 5 wins in a row. So this guy is a better fighter than the one that we saw previously on the Contender Series. But now he's back.
UFC Fight Night is presented by the U.S. Army. Learn more at GoArmy.com.
Making a statement here in the first round.
Here's his knee.
Sneaky right knee, I believe. Gina right down. As he's got the broken elbow.
29 seconds of round
There's the elbow. That was really it. You can see that Johnson isn't really there. His arms are fanning the back of his head already for several punches.
You know, it's a strange thing because I'm nervous, but I also feel a sense of connection. Almost like when I sit here, I start moving, I get taped up. I just feel like it's my duty. I had to go out here and perform my best.
He is Sukundarji making his second UFC appearance here tonight. He's the first Tibetan fighter in the UFC, but he also trains with Dagestani wrestlers. That will lead to a well-rounded skill set. He's finished all 10 of his victories, 9 of them coming by
Really good advice. His counter shot today.
up top. Just a thing of beauty. Biggest crowd reaction to the night so far.
Sukundarji looks phenomenal tonight. Look at the movement. Kicks are sensational. Footwork. And he's just getting better and better. The fight's progressing. He's got 5 minutes. He can turn it around, but I don't know if he can take much more of this. Man.
Sukundarji has been a problem to try to track him down. Oh, look at him. Swing a little bit. Beautiful. Catches the leg. Sweeps the other foot. Oh, my word. And the elbows.
The point of the elbow as well. 3 in a row.
Some of the legs up.
A lot of the times the forearm that gets through the leg with a point of the elbow. My word. And this is just a beautiful display of what this man is capable of here. I mean, this is sending a big message to everybody in the bantamweight division that Sukundarji is for real. That was an incredible performance.
Sue is up next. This guy. So although this is a sleeper card, man, there's some really, really, really good guys on this card.
There is Miguel, Bazer, and Paul. He talked to us this week and said, I did not expect to get a name like Matt Brown on my second UFC fight. It might be the luckiest thing that's ever happened to me because I actually watched him on The Ultimate Fighter Season 7.
They were almost
Oh, another combination from Baeza.
Yeah. You know, both guys kind of wobble, but manage to kind of stay on the feet.
That's Baeza. That's it. Still undefeated. Miguel Baeza, Caramel Thunder.
Great win for him over Matt Brown.
Here's the
looking forward to seeing Miguel fight. He's up to the co-main event now as well. I'm really looking forward to that fight.
But it started with those kicks. At first, he's like the boogeyman, it's like, oh man, coming in with a big name, but afterwards it was like, that's the way to do it, If you're gonna go for the title, which is everybody's, you gotta take us to the best fighters in the world, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
So, there we go. That was a little video that we came across today off the UFC Instagram. I think it was the Australian account. But I thought that was really good, and there's a few people I'm sure you haven't heard of from there, so worth whacking in. 13 nut shots. What's up, Dan? So Dan is currently chilling at home, and we'll be seeing him again in December, just before Christmas, won't we?
Is that done?
Yeah.
We won't be seeing him till then.
And we've got a few cool things that we're going to be doing when we do meet up with Dan again. Mainly lessons of war.
Yes, that's been in the works for a couple of months now, and really looking forward to get stuck into that when we get back as well.
Yeah, me too, man. So what we're doing is we're creating an online subscription website, and it's essentially an encyclopedia of Dan's mixed martial arts mind, isn't it? So as you can imagine, there's a plethora of information to excrete out of Dan.
And Jimmy Warhead as well.
And Jimmy Warhead.
Jimmy Warhead's going to be part of it as well. I think he's going to be doing more.
He is.
More
So he is. So Dan's basically coming out with the plan at the moment, and it's very extensive, very, very, very extensive. We have so far been working on like thousands of different punches and different kicks, and Dan's been working on this. When we get back, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be filming it, and we're going to be putting out very shortly our first few stages of Lessons of War. So the website, if you do want to sign up and subscribe, is lessonsofwar.ninja. You can head over there and you can subscribe to the whole website. You'll get information on when it's all dropping. I'm not sure, we haven't really sorted out prices or things like that as of yet. Not that I'm all privy to anyway. But this is going to be some real good information if you're a mixed martial artist, or if you're training, if you're into cardio, anything like that. Head over to Lessons of War.ninja. It's a cool little website, that there, .ninja.
I think in the current climate of things as well, like gyms are closing, and people can't train as often, so subscribing to something like that where you can learn from home and have constant videos of each week of something new, then I think it's really good. Definitely.
There's going to be different levels to it as well, isn't there? Foundation, intermediate, advanced.
Exactly, yeah.
So there's an awful lot to get down. We're going to start filming that when we get back. Probably start filming that before the new year, probably, I'd imagine. So we're looking forward to that. It's also Black Friday, or it was Black Friday,
and
right?
then I think it's Cyber Monday, is it, on Monday?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not the greatest with all these marketing days, but what's important to know is if you do go to fullreptile.co.uk, you can get a bunch of really good discounts and good sales. So head over to fullreptile.co.uk to check it out if you want, and have a look what we've got. But yeah, so we are here from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, everyone. We're currently sat in the media tent waiting for the next fight, which is Suma Deirdre against Malcolm X Gordon. And the headline of this event is Anthony Smith and Devin Clark. So, I mean, I've been a little bit disappointed at the whole reaction to this card. And this happened again when we were in Fight Island, though. It happened on Holly Holm and the Aldana card. And it was getting trashed, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
getting trashed. Like, this is a rubbish card, I'm not watching this. And it was easily probably one of the best cards of the year, wasn't it? So many flash knockouts, so much wild stuff happening. It was really good, really good. So
I think if sometimes the main event doesn't stand out to people, then they assume the rest of the card's not going to be great.
For sure. It's a
And
bit
now,
of a,
obviously, the main event was taken off this card. People just lost interest, I think.
I think that's a lot of casuals doing that with
Yeah.
a boxing mindset of just only probably wanting to watch the last two fights or the last fight. But that's the difference here at the UFC. Like, everyone's got a good story. Everyone's promoted well enough to, to get out some good information on all of these guys to make it exciting for you to watch them.
Mm-hmm,
Do you know what I mean? That's one of the best things that the UFC do, really, is the way they promote every fighter on the card,
And
give
there's cards
everybody a
every
story.
weekend, so it's easy to stay up to date with and see people often.
There is.
Malcolm Gordon just walking out now.
Yeah. Absolutely pumping himself up there, ain't he? We're doing the Nate Diaz smacks to himself, punching him in the face. Yeah, the Sumadeja is a Tibetan fighter. I'm just reading your comments, by the way. Sue by KO. Yep. It's a very likely possibility. So, Sue's already walked out. Have I missed that? Oh no, blue corner. By the way, I am not a Starbucks fan whatsoever, but this pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah, I've been rinsing them since we've been here.
Yeah. Gold.
Certainly wake you up.
Yeah.
So Sue's last performance was really good against Andre Sukamtha. If I'm saying that right. Sorry if I've butchered that name.
Sukamtha.
Sukamtha. Yeah, that was a really good performance. So Sue's coming off a win and looking to beat Malcolm Gordon this time as well. He's got a lot of finishes on his record as well, Sue has.
I know you've seen from that video that I just put up, if you were watching at that time, he's got some nice moves. He seems like quite a flashy fighter when he gets confident, when he starts to get a bit more confident. I don't know what that thing is, though, that he carries around with him everywhere. When I first saw him fight, he had it on in the post. He had it on when he was getting his arm raised, and it looked like a cast because he had his arm in there. I thought he was injured until I saw him carrying it everywhere with him. But I would be interested to know exactly what that is, and if you guys out there know what it is, then let us know, because that's cool. But we've also got Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. as well after this. Oh, dang. So, I'm hearing that Malcolm X Gordon, former flyweight champion in a few different divisions. It's crazy to think that this flyweight division was going to get written off. Like, when was that? Like about a year ago, if not a little bit longer, really. No, it was. It's not long ago, was it? When Dana was wanting to get rid of the flyweight division, when Cejudo came and saved it, and then left. But I think the division's better without Cejudo. I think Cejudo gimmicks the division into being there, into being relevant.
Sometimes that happens though, doesn't it? If the champion leaves, who's been dominant for so long, I suppose that allows other fighters to come through and, you know, the division to grow a little bit.
Yeah,
and I think that's certainly what it's done since Cejudo's left.
For sure.
Do you think he'll ever come back?
I think it's like when you have a standing champion in a division for so long, I think that's one of the problems of fizzling out a division. Like when Demetrius Johnson was the champion there in that division, like nobody could get near him, and it was almost like it got a bit boring, didn't it? Even though I don't think it got boring, but it seemed to get boring for a lot of people, because obviously he wasn't getting the sales or the pay-per-view buys for that Demetrius Johnson card or fight deserves, really. But I think when you have a champion in there for so long, it kind of stifles the division a bit. And then I think when we start seeing new people come in and then actually winning that belt, it kind of like allows the division to breathe a little bit, which is why I'm quite excited to see the light heavyweight division now. Because obviously John Jones left that. Obviously that division didn't get too stifled up because Daniel Cormier obviously managed to capitalise and get the belt from his drug tests and whatever. So I think that kind of accidentally kept the division a little bit more, well, gave it a better blood flow, do you know what I mean? Ooh. Oh my word.
Wow. I did not even
Whoa.
see that.
I had my eyes on that the whole time while I was talking. Malcolm X just got hit. I'm not sure how he got hit. It was a punch, but I'm not sure exactly what it was. Can't really remember now. They'll show the highlights though, but he just kind of flopped to the floor, didn't he? And then got boom. Ooh.
That's another first round finish for him.
Straight left with a jab. And then what was this shot? Was it an uppercut? No. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So he hit an uppercut, and that was it. Malcolm just kind of, ooh, good jab that, good right. No, it wasn't even a jab actually. Whoa, that was nice, that was. Sukumthar looks really...
So 2 fights down and 2 finishes.
Sumadirja, 2 fights down, 2 finishes. Good job noticing that, Jamie. 2 fights, 2 finishes. We are 8 fights left until this is over.
Yeah.
We've just gone through 2. This is going to be a good card. I really think it's going to be a good, like, a flashy knockout card, kind of submission card. I don't think we're going to get any really boring matches. I genuinely can't see a fight on there that I am worried might be boring. Like, if I'm honest, I was worried the Curtis Blades Derek Lewis fight might be actually a bit boring. If I was to say any of them have a possibility to be boring, I would have probably put it on that one. I'm just
How
having
do you think the main event's going to pan out? Smith and Clark?
I don't know. I really don't know. I know I want to see Anthony Smith win, though. I think anybody with a little bit of empathy and no bias is probably going to lean towards Anthony Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll say Anthony Smith on this one. I'm not sure how, but I'm hoping it's an Anthony Smith. I'm going to go for Sumadirja, Rachel Ostrovich, Anderson Dos Santos, Kai Kamaka, Ashley Evans-Smith, Spike Carlisle, Josh Parisian, Miguel Bazer, Anthony Smith. They're my accumulator picks. What are your accumulator picks? Before you do that,
so
I'm just going to go to the toilet.
Yeah, no problem.
First UFC finish for Sukumdarji in his 3rd appearance. We knew this kid was a prospect. He fought both times in China in the octagon previous to this, but making his U.S. debut in style tonight, not even needing 60 seconds to get out the door. He's wasted no time attacking the inside
So I'm going to give you my picks for who I think is going to win each fight. Now we've just had 2 fights so far. So Luke Sanders and Nate Maness, got a rear naked choke finish. It was a great second appearance for him in the UFC. And then we just had Sue Madeji versus Malcolm X Gordon, and that was a first round finish from Sue. Great first round finish. So now, up next we have Gina Mazzani versus Rachel Osterbic. Now I think, personally, I think Gina might have this one. I think she's going to have the win over Rachel. And then for the next one we have a bantamweight bout between Martin Day and Anderson Dos Santos. I'm going to go with James on that. I think Anderson Dos Santos is going to get the win. Very experienced fighter. He's currently 20-8, and this is actually his last fight was cancelled. He was set to face Jack Shaw, Welsh prospect, and yeah, they were meant to face each other on Fight Island, but Anderson Dos Santos were tested positive for corona, so he was no longer available to take that fight. So this is his first fight back after that against Martin Day. And Anderson Dos Santos actually fought Khabib's cousin Saeed Nurmagomedov outside the UFC, but he lost that fight, fortunately for him. But he's got a great record. He's got 7 wins by submission, likes a guillotine and rear naked choke. So yeah, I'm going for Anderson Dos Santos on that one. And then that's the prelims over. Going into the main card, we've got first fight is Jonathan Pierce versus Kai Kamaka. I'm going to go for Kai on that one. I think he's going to get the win over Jonathan. I'm going to go for Ashley Evans Smith over Norma Dumont. Spike Carlisle over Bill Algeo. Josh Parisian, who we just saw on that highlight video that the UFC posted, he's fighting off the Contender Series. He's actually on a 6-fight winning streak as well.
What does it mean to have a lion's heart?
5 of those 6 wins are first round finishes, and 1 in the second round. So Josh Parisian, I think he's going to be looking for the same against Parker Porter. I think he's going to look to finish him in the first or second round. But we never know. This MMA could go either way. He actually fights out of a Scorpion fighting system as well, which is the same gym as Michael Pereira. You all know who that is. So yeah, maybe see some flashy stuff from Josh Parisian. But yeah, I'm going to go for him over Parker Porter on that fight. And then our co-main event, well, our recently new co-main event between Miguel Bazer and Takashi Sato. Miguel Bazer, I think, looks great. He's coming off the Contender Series as well. His last fight was a really great win over Matt Brown. A nasty left hook. That's a really good fight. A really good win for him, that was. His first fight, he won, I think, he won with a leg kick. Just check that.
I'm going to be a world champion or I'm going to die trying. I've had ups and downs in my career and I just pushed through it.
So yeah, he won his first fight in the UFC with leg kicks and a bit of ground and pound after. So he's got two finishes in the UFC so far. And as I said, he came off the Contender Series as well. So a lot of great talent coming from that show, and yeah, looking forward to seeing him fight. And for the main event, I'd like to see Anthony Smith win. I really do. It'll be good to see him getting back on track with his. He's currently on a two-fight losing streak. Sorry, but it'll be great to see him get back into that title run and, you know, hopefully have a shot at the belt again in the future. How you doing?
Here we go. We've got our first guy coming in.
First guy in 8 minutes.
And that's why he's in another main event, because of the caliber of performances that he puts on. He goes for both. It's a little dangerous, but it's what the fans love, and it's what I love.
Well, let's talk about what makes him great.
Congratulations on the victory. You know, you got the decision last time out. You get the finish tonight. What's the feeling like right now?
No cup shots either, man. I didn't know if we could do it or not. I feel great, man. It was good.
Didn't come easy though, right? I mean, you had to take some damage along the way. So give me an idea of what's kind of playing out in your head. It looks like your legs got buckled pretty early. He caught you a couple times. What's going through your head as that's playing out?
I expected the early storm. You know, he's a compact, explosive guy. He's got some knockout finishes. Just knocked out well his last fight. Whether that early storm put a pace on him, that second, third. And I had a good time. I was having fun the whole time.
Yeah. It seemed like as you kind of picked up the pace, he kind of got a little bit careless. Were you noting that as well? It kind of turned into a brawl and that worked in your favor?
Yeah. He was dropping his hands after we get to some punches. He kind of dropped his hands and tried to find me. I let one fly.
Told you.
Pretty slick to the back as well, man. I mean, did you know once went down that was going to open up for you?
Well, I hit a takedown in the first round, and he ended up going to his knees. I figured once I got the mount, especially, he'd give up his back, so I just flew really well.
So an impressive performance, and then you capitalized your time on the mic as well. You had some names ready to go. Talk about those matchups that you laid out there while their fights made sense for you.
I watched Hernandez's fight in the contender series, man. He looked like that clean striking. I think that'd be a fun fight. I'm looking for fun fights. And Daniel Wood's also a really good striker. He's a good scrapper. He's a little bit higher in the rankings, I feel like. So if they want to take that push, man, I'm ready for it.
Nice. Can you describe what this year has been like for you overall? I mean, I doubt we'll get another one in before the end of it. So I mean, you made a pretty nice impression to the UFC.
This year, on February, kind of contemplated retirement, man. Everything was kind of falling apart. I feel like I deserved this, a couple of years ago. Now I'm here making the most of it, man.
Awesome, man. Last thing for me, when would you like to fight again? I'm sure maybe you want to enjoy the holidays a little bit, but if one of those names line up or another name, when would you like to fight again?
Yeah, I'd be interested, man. If something comes up at the end of the year, they won't give me a call. If not, if we get close to Christmas, maybe like February, just to have another one down. Our glory to God, man. This is his victory, not mine.
Welcome inside the UFC Apex. Megan Levy alongside Michael Chiesa and Walt Harris. All right, Walt, this is your first broadcast weekend, and we've already got some great fights underway.
Yeah, those first two fights were incredible, and I called both of them.
You sure did. I hope it's not the same, because I got to get a few on you after the picks we made yesterday. But yeah, first two fights, super exciting, man. It's a good way to start this card.
Absolutely, Mike. I want to get into this Nate Maines with the second round submission. I know you were watching this one intensely, pacing back and forth. Walk me through what happened.
Well, look, Nate Maines showed next level toughness. He showed good patience, and it's funny because I said, wow, Bruce Sanders looked really patient in the first round. He looked like he was picking his shots, and it turned out Nate Maines turned out to be the more patient guy. He came back, got hit with some pretty hard shots at the end of that first round, but I think Luke just smelled blood in the water. He really wanted to pursue that knockout, and I think that's kind of what led to his demise going into that second round.
Yeah, I agree 100%. He should have planned it a little bit more to come in. Nate was patient.
Can you guys hear okay? Let me know if you guys can hear this alright. Let me know if you can hear this alright. I'll take my mask off for as much as I can. We have just changed the audio. Basically, Jamie, just here, has our Zoom here, which is where we get all of our audio, how we plug in our mics and do everything. We've only got one at the moment. We are getting a second one on the way. So we've decided to use this as the microphone for the rest of this live stream and get the proper audio for the proper videos that we're going to be putting out on the post-fight interviews.
saw this. I knew that left hand was going to be there for him. Gordon stands there, he walks toward the right, the left hand.
So we got a fan favourite coming up now. Gina Mazzani, Rachel Ostrovich. Call them boys.
I think it's the fact that he's a southpaw, he's dynamic, and he strikes, so he sees the strike before he needs the ball. He doesn't just throw blind.
Good. I'm glad you can hear okay, that's good.
He's got a lot of power in his punches.
Yeah, he hasn't even shown all
So we got Gina Mazzani, Rachel Ostrovich, Martin Day, Anderson Dos Santos left of the prelims. That's it. Then we go straight into the main event.
Super high ceiling for this guy in the 125 pound division.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. He called for a top 10 opponent. We will see what happens there. Okay, so those are the fights we just saw. Let's talk about the main event that we're all.
So any second now as well, we'll probably be seeing Sue as well. Jamie's got his headphones in now, I think. But we're going to see Sue Mudeja. If you've got any questions you want asking to him, fire them in the chat and I'll ask them. If they're good, obviously. But I'm looking forward to this fight coming up now. Gina Mazzani. We got Gina Mazzani and Rachel Ostrovich. In my opinion, this is a fight for survival. Both ladies are on losing streaks. Rachel Ostrovich, her last fight was against Paige Van Zandt. That was a long time ago. Her last win was in the Easy Liquid Paige. Sorry, man. Yeah, both ladies are on a bit of a bad losing streak. Gina Mazzani is 5 losses in the UFC, 1 win in the UFC, which in my opinion is pretty crazy. So she's been cut from the UFC twice. Gina Mazzani, cut from the UFC 2 times, won 1 fight. She has been brought back into the UFC to fight Rachel Ostrovich. I think that says to me that the UFC want to keep Rachel, so they're going to give her a litmus test of whether or not she can hang in the UFC, that's my opinion. I don't know if that's right or wrong.
That one is up next as Gina Mazzani makes her 125-pound debut. She takes on Hawaii's Rachel Ostrovich.
How bad is it? I'm just going to check the audio on my phone. Sorry guys. Okay. I had a little listen. I don't know where the microphone is on here, so I can't even direct my voice into that microphone. But I just had a little listen. It wasn't too bad. But yeah, we will be getting another Zoom, but we've given the Zoom to Jamie for the meantime, so Jamie can collect the proper audio from the post-fight press conference. I mean, just from the post-fight interviews. Which leaves us with just this Mac as a microphone. So apologies about that. We will be getting another Zoom. Although Jamie isn't using it at the moment, I don't know how much of a pain it might be to keep changing over for you guys.
8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN to Cortez, and the ESPN app. Our coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown.
I might just do it.
And we are ready for more.
Jamie is going to not be very happy, so if you want to watch his face while this happens.
In the flyweight division. Making her way to 125 pounds for the first time, Gina Mazzani believes her new home is in this weight class, but she's not expecting a warm welcome when she takes on Hawaiian Rachel Ostrovich. Determined to show fight fans that we haven't seen the best of her yet, Gina Mazzani made the move from Las Vegas to Kansas City to train with James Krause in the core.
Yeah, I know.
And now she has the opportunity she's wanted when she takes on Rachel Osterbic.
There will be proper videos of these post-fight press conferences where you can get good audio.
Has been sidelined since January of 2019, but being able to end 2020 with a victory in her return has Ostrovich ready to throw hands with danger in a matchup with high stakes for both fighters. Coming up,
Hello.
Gina Danger Mazzani.
How's that?
Rachel Osterbic.
Is that better for you boys? So, we've got Gina Mazzani, Rachel Ostrovich coming out now. I know that's better, I can hear it now. There we go. I'm just going to change over for you guys each time because this is a lot better. However, when the post-fight interview comes on, we will be changing the audio device so we can pick it up properly for the individual videos that we'll be putting out. How are we all doing anyway? We've got 66 viewers. Damn. Cheers, boys. Appreciate you sticking through that. So, Rachel is just taking off her t-shirt for... I just didn't know how to word that without sounding stupid. But yeah, that's what she was doing. Well, now she's giving all of her team a hug and she's going to be stepping into the octagon. All of her family are mixed martial artists as well, which is interesting. I'm really enjoying the fighters coming out of Hawaii. We've got another fighter coming out of Hawaii tonight, Kai Kamaka, also a very good fighter. But I'm looking forward to when the UFC do this UFC in Hawaii that Max Holloway is always asking for. Hell yeah, you are. Certainly are, Alex. We madly appreciate you guys. Madly appreciate it. That's what I'm saying. I'm thanking you guys. Dimitri, no. It's not. So here she comes, Gina Mazzani. She's stepping out. She's running to the octagon. Is Gina. She's looking ready. This is going to be really interesting because on paper, in my opinion, this looks like a little bit of a... It should be an easy victory for Rachel. Whether it will be or won't be is a different matter, but I'm very interested to see how this is going to go. I think we might see a submission in this fight. It's all right, man. We can go to neighboring countries that supply. Here in Vegas, it's certainly not. It's pretty cool. I like seeing Michael Chiesa on the desk. I really like Michael Chiesa. We've got a good interview with Michael Chiesa from Fight Island as well. I'm sure you guys have seen. Well, I don't know if you have or not. But if you haven't, it's worth checking out because it's quite funny. It gets a little bit emotional. We talk about when Michael Chiesa was walking out to his fight and all of a sudden needed to take a shit. And he couldn't do it. Which is a very funny story, worth checking out to see what was going through his mind. I can't imagine what that must be like, back to step into the octagon whilst you need to go for a number 2. One teep and it's over. Do you know what? He hasn't got anything scheduled, but I think after Fight Island he was really ready to fight. So we could possibly be seeing him stepping in soon. It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up on the McGregor-Poirier card, because he did seem to like it in Abu Dhabi. So Rachel Ostrovich has just been welcomed into the octagon.
She's a boxer standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, also weighing in 125 and 1/2 pounds. In 10 professional fights, her record stands at 6 victories and 4 defeats. Fighting out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Who's that? Who was bouncing off the walls? Yes, they have. They have Alex. They have indeed. And I believe when that happens, the fight is off. Same when you're sick. Right, here we go. This is it. The fight for survival is about to go down.
Mazzani in the black, she's a -200 favorite. Rachel Osterbic in the red, +170 according to Caesar's William Hill. This fight clock brought to you by the U.S. Army.
What do you guys think? Who have you guys got for this one? I'd like to know. Gina Mazzani, I believe that she trains out of the same gym as James Krause and Laura Sanko. I know she trains with Laura, and her and Laura seem to be very good friends. But I think she's been put in. Ooh, this could be a scrap. Ooh, that's a good fight. Clay Guida, Michael Johnson. I didn't know about that. Okay, Gina is on Rachel's back right now. She's just got in some hooks. Uh-oh. So this isn't the position I expected to see Gina in, with Rachel so close and so soon into the first round. But she's got her back, she's got hooks in, and it looks like she's trying to go for a choke. Damn. I do kind of want Rachel to win this. Okay, nice little scramble that Rachel got out of there, which was nice. Oh, Chiesa was he? Yeah, he was, wasn't he? I do remember what you're on about now. Yeah, Chiesa's cool, man. I like his energy is really good as well. It's contagious energy that he's got all the time. He's just a happy dude.
Yeah, that is a go-to for Rachel. She likes that big overhand, and she'll usually try to time her takedowns off of that.
Ostrovich, of course, helped welcome the 125-pound weight class to the UFC, but she's been the Ultimate Fighter.
Okay. Both women seem a little tentative right now.
Nice body kick. I like that right body kick from Ostrovich.
So far, I might have to say that Gina has got this, the first half of the first round. But we need to see something impressive from both of these girls. Especially as, in my opinion, this is a fight for survival in the UFC. We definitely want to see something impressive. But at the moment, it seems like a lot of... Ooh. Rachel throwing some hooks there.
And she's just underestimating the counter shots from Ostrovich. Nice work here. She got the takedown earlier in this round.
So we're up against the fence here. Gina's trying to go for another takedown. Rachel's lip looks bust up, or her nose is something is bust, and there's blood coming from her face. Damn.
Get it all and more. Head to UFC Fight Pass or download the UFC app to check out the schedule of upcoming live events.
Who's actually watching this fight alongside us? Because if you are, much respect.
Fight that arm. Get that free first. Get that arm back. Nice job. She gets that underhook and gets out of there. Good front kick as well. But Gina keeping that pressure on. This round's going by fast, I'll tell you. 1 minute left. Some good action from both.
Yeah, Krause in the corner. is a big help for anybody. Obviously, we saw James Krause stepping in against Claudio Silva pretty last minute for the Fight Island bout, and he came away with the win. But I'm looking forward to seeing Gina's coach, James Krause, possibly fight Joaquin Buckley. That should be a good scrap, man. In my opinion, Joaquin Buckley probably gets that done with a knockout. But right now we have Sumadirja coming in, so I'm going to cut over to that other audio. 1 second.
在 UFC 表现得非常非常完美，然后你可以给全部观众带来一个非常精彩的比赛。但今天的最绝点在哪里？今天打比赛这一点，你没听懂？他说，我也在知道呢。今天的重点在哪里？今天比赛？
重点就是拳法。
Boxing, striking.
And as far as when he was hurt, did you know, because it was kind of a delayed reaction where he fell to the ground, did he realize how hurt he was when he landed the left hand?
Sorry.
Yeah, because when Malcolm fell, it was kind of late, like the shot landed, he stood for a second and fell. So did he know that he was hurt right away?
他说你打对手快倒地的时候，你这个时候在想什么？
其实我没有想就是太快的进攻，我想就是打站立，然后我看对手就是打的重击可能是比较重，然后就没有起来，我就过去补拳。
He said he just wanna fight in striking, but not so fast like today. And Malcolm Golden had really hard punches, but he didn't fight back, and he put him down.
Nice. And last thing for me, I know people are going to be excited about his next fight. When would you like to fight again? Would you want to go over to Abu Dhabi if we do that in January? Would you want to come back to Vegas? What's the plan moving forward?
他说你今天带来的比赛很精彩，然后现在观众非常期待你的比赛，然后你下一场有什么打算？想跟谁打？想去阿布达比打比赛，还是想在 Vegas？
应该会在就是拉斯维加斯，因为我准备在这儿训练，然后我也可以下个月就比赛，然后我想打前15的选手，有排名的选手。
He said he's ready. He can fight next month, and he wants to fight in Vegas and someone in top 50.
Hey, how you doing? I was just wondering if you could talk to me a little bit about how the UFC PI in Shanghai has helped you in the preparations for this fight.
他说你这次备战在 UFC PI 上海，然后你想他们在那边你那边备战的感想是什么？然后他们做好的地方在哪里？
上海就是他们的器材很科学，然后营养，包括训练的环境各方面都是世界最顶尖的，所以我很开心每次在上海 UFC PI 备战。
He said UFC Performance Institute in Shanghai was really professional, like trainings, like meals, and he just liked prepared, so always there was a good preparation for fight.
Thank you.
谢谢 Thank you.
It's better than my Chinese, so you're good.
And together once again, lands a big left. Ostrovich swinging back. How about this one? Third round coming up in flyweight.
Just left the card in there now, so just hit record. Alright, cool. Hello, we're back. So, I've just switched up the audio again, so thank you again for sticking with us on that. Yeah, so far I'm going to have to say 2-0 to Mazzani as well. I didn't really catch that second round there, I saw the last 30 seconds. Both Sumadera. That's good, I'm glad both fighters are out now. If you do want to go over and watch those interviews with a little bit better audio, they are getting uploaded as we speak individually. But yeah, this is great for Reptile Ostrovich. I mean, a fighter like Gina Mazzani, she should be all over, but some good knees coming in here.
Krause is talking about. He said, you can stay your control up against the fence, and you don't have to keep lifting her, is what he said. You see how tired she was. And a lot of that is because of the back of her, using all that energy. It's a bit of a wasted move. If she had her in some of those positions, she should have just stayed there and continued to ground and pound. I'm sure James would have been happy with that. Even here, right? No need to lift her.
I don't even know if this is like, when you're in a fight like this and you realise straight away that it's going to be difficult. I think some fighters have a tendency to kind of ride it out and not push themselves because they're on the defensive too.
Right, which is good though, but that means she put in the work ahead of time. That's what James is talking about. The process. There's some people that are like, oh, I cut X amount of weight, but you don't really have to diet extreme. But some people really got to focus just to be able to get in range to be able to do the water cut. Oh, there's that knee again.
volume up a bit on the mic, yeah? How's that, boys? When I've got the headphones on and I put it up to this level, it sounds like there's a lot of background noise, but you guys are cool. I'm cool. So, do you know what? Another interesting thing, right? Nobody seems to be interested in this card too much. I mean, it puts into perspective really, because we sat in the media and it's literally just full Reptile and MMA junkie. There's about 10 rows behind us and 3 seats. I think a lot of the people are going over to Los Angeles to look at Mike Tyson, which is fair enough. I understand.
Yeah, she does. She's got powerful hands. That right wow, that was a takedown. That was a beautiful double leg right there. She really cut that angle, picked her up, made sure that she landed in the proper position. Looks like she's got full mount right now. With Rachel's head completely defensive.
Very similar to
Funky position.
We are also liaising with the fights and coaches to try and get some Gina
right now. Rachel had to do something right there with the ref that close.
Back into the same position as we were.
I think Mazzani just needs to strike. She's got her hurt with those elbows.
This doesn't look good for Rachel Ostrovich whatsoever.
That goes back to the counter count. Still almost 2 minutes to go. Ostrovich back to her feet.
And Rachel really showing her toughness here. That's that get back to her feet. And I'll tell you what, for the shots she's eating, she doesn't see that face today.
And then we go on to the last fight.
She is slowing.
He's discovered the passion, the love for fighting.
We're hearing that a lot from fighters after what's been going on in the world, right?
Ooh, body kick buckles Ostrovich.
Body kick buckles.
She doubles over to convenience. Mazzani hammered away. Ostrovich the hard out.
Rachel is showing some good power, which is impressive, but I do think she was finding it. Oh, another body shot on the teeth and it's over.
Gina Mazzani
finishes things in round 3. Got her second win in the UFC against Rachel Ostrovich. Teeth to the midsection, put it down for the second time. Rachel Ostrovich has lost. Damn. And it says a lot really, that does, because I think if Rachel is fighting somebody better than Gina, this fight was probably ended in the first round. She got the boxing, she'll have it back.
Your whole body shuts down. There's actually
fair play to Gina.
something that happens to your body that tells them there's something wrong and makes you want to lay down.
I guess that means we'll be seeing
Science next for the Science lesson. It was a striking lesson from Gina Mazzani. She gets a big win. We make it official next.
I don't know if we got a rip against her to give her that last chance, because that was pretty much a last chance contender. What do you guys think? What do you guys think to that? Oh yeah, Dan's just messaging. What's going on with the mic? What's going on with the mic? Ah, okay. Very strange. Can you hear me alright now? How's the mic now? How's the mic?
It's a light heavyweight headliner next on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Former title challenger Anthony Smith takes on the relentless pressure of
on my headphones, it doesn't sound like that.
10 sharp on ESPN.
How is it now?
Inside the octagon for an official result. Here's Joe Martinez.
There was an aeroplane. There genuinely was an aeroplane flying over.
Gina Wednesday! Gina Mazzani back in the win column in a big way. She's finished 5 of her 7 victories, none bigger than tonight. Proving that everything, all the work, all the changes were certainly well worth it for the third round TKO.
There's nothing sweeter than when you feel you've got your back up against the wall. You go out there and perform like that in a new weight class, having moved to a new city, a new
I'm looking at the settings and I don't really know what to say because it's all that better. Right, okay. Sorry about that, guys. We're changing over with the Zoom. Every time we seem to change it over, there's something going wrong with it. Either saying there's no SD card. So we're basically switching out. When we have somebody come in, I'm disconnecting it from my computer so that we can record onto an SD so that Jamie, lovely Jamie, can edit and get out he can get it out with the good audio and the picture apologies about that, I didn't realise the mic was so bad for so long, but I was just saying, wow, that was crazy. I don't really know what to say about that because what does that mean for Rachel Ostrovich now?
Take a look at the numbers after almost 100 total.
I don't know who you can put her in against if you do give them a chance to fight for survival to be in the UFC. I don't know who you put her up against because I think that is the person that you put her up against. Gina Mazzani's been cut from the UFC twice. 5 losses, 1 win until now.
You've got to just have a sense of relief about you right now.
Still low.
I'm a pretty happy camper. I must ask you a question, but I think I'm gonna shave it for later.
Am I really still low at this level?
How was the cut moving down to 120?
I'm going to turn it
I
up
know
this
it's a process for you, but you looked fantastic.
Thank you. It was hard, and I had to be really strict with myself and stuff, but you can never regret doing hard work. I was on strict diet for like 10 weeks and a long 15-week training camp, but you can never regret hard work. So
right, bear with me a sec. I think that it's coming out of this mic.
There's a little bit of training camp changing up. You talk to us about that and how that affected you tonight.
Oh man, moved to Kansas City, Missouri. Glory MMA with James Krause, and I think it really paid off. He put me on a really hard, tough schedule, and I just did everything he said, and literally did everything he said, and here we are. I'm back at the winning circle. I'm 1-0 at 125, and I intend on just getting better and better.
Well, I think James Krause could be the alarm clock for a lot of people, the way he woke you up in between rounds tonight, gave you good pep talks, and you made those adjustments. And speaking of adjustments, going into that third round, clearly you were ahead, you were scoring a lot of takedowns and strikes, but that front kick to the body, was there something you saw? You haven't really thrown it that much.
Bonjour. Hello. Right, mic should be sorted now. Fixed. Jeez Louise. It's fixed now, it's fixed now.
You're a new name at 125 pounds, so congrats.
Fixed. I was just saying, for the third time, apologies about that, guys. Thank you for sticking with me in that moment. We are unplugging and plugging things all the time right here. It did say on my OBS that it was working, but obviously it wasn't. I was saying that what's happening is that when we have a fighter coming through this door, I'm unplugging this, taking it out and giving it to Jamie, the lovely Jamie who's here, who is working very hard. This is Bet365 sponsored, so we must try to control our language as much as possible. But Jamie's working very hard over here, and he's getting out these individual interviews. So if you can't hear them when as great as you'd like to hear them, then you can head over and check out the individual interviews, which will be getting uploaded as we talk, to be honest. So as I was saying, when Jamie comes in, I'm unplugging this from my computer, giving it to him to record on an SD card so he can do his thing. And when I plug back in, it seems to be errors occurring, let's just say. But we're all good. I think I'm on top of it now. So thank you guys for sticking through that with me right there. What was I saying? I was on about Rachel Ostrovich and Gina Mazzani. Like, oh my god. Like, Gina Mazzani is 5 and Gina Mazzani is lost 5 and won 1 fight coming into this, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, she's been cut twice and she's been brought back in to fight Rachel Ostrovich. That, to me, says that that's her litmus test to even be in the UFC. To bring somebody they've cut out twice and then put her against her and have a dominator like that, that does not look good for Rachel Ostrovich. So if you are going to give her a second chance, who do you give her a second chance to? Like, that's her. I don't think there is any second chances now for Rachel.
And the thing is, this was her first fight back after the USADA ban as well, wasn't it?
Yes, yes,
Rachel.
it was.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
So,
you're right.
You know, having that on her record and then losing today, I don't think it's looking great for her, to be honest.
No, it's not. But we've seen these ladies from the likes of the Paige Van Zandts of the UFC, right?
Yeah.
We've seen them come and go, and the good thing about the UFC is that they have a platform that everybody wants, right? So if you've been a UFC fighter, that as a credential on its own is a pretty high accolade to be going over and making money elsewhere. We've just seen Paige Van Zandt go over to bare knuckle boxing and make a lot of money. Obviously she's not had a fight yet, but the options for Rachel, I'm sure there'll be good options for her if she gets cut from the UFC, which seems likely just based on who she was fighting, in my opinion.
And you never know. I mean, she's still young. She might go back, reevaluate herself and her fighting skills, and maybe in a couple of years or so she might be back. You never know.
That's a good point. How old is she? I don't know.
I think she's 28.
She's 28,
yeah,
right? Okay.
Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure she is.
I don't know, man. I mean, the division isn't very thick, is it? So you could be right. If she gets some pretty distinctive wins somewhere. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Where do we see Rachel Ostrovich now? What's the plan for Rachel? Let us know in the comments.
Well, she's 29.
She's 29.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that probably. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can fight for. I mean, every time I think of when do you retire as a fighter, I always just have DC as my staple of like how old you can push it. And then you've also got Overeem as well. I'm not sure how old Overeem is, to be honest, but
Overeem.
He's a good example of a
very good example.
Yeah, of a fighter being old in terms of sport.
Yeah.
Not old, but in terms of.
Because the thing is, even though as far as youth and fitness and as far as that takes you, experience comes with age as well, and you know you can fight these younger guys and just beat them with experience. I wouldn't say, you know, up until a certain point where you physically can't fight anymore, keep going as long as you can. You know what I mean?
For sure. For sure.
From humble beginnings, where the locals love him and he loves fighting for them.
Once again, guys, apologies about that audio mix-up there. These headphones don't seem to be doing the job that I got them for. But as you can tell, I do have the headphones on, so I am monitoring audio, but I'm not sure what happened there. So we've got the last fight now of the prelims, Martin Day and Anderson Dos Santos. Again, this is both fighters on a bit of a losing streak here, from what I can remember from my research. I am just going to clarify a few of these things. But as soon as we break out of this prelims after this card, every single fight, there is 6 fights, and in my opinion, every one of them is a banger. Jonathan Pierce, Kai Kamaka, in my opinion, could be possible fight of the night. Ashley Evans-Smith, Norma Dumont. Obviously, this is Ashley's first fight in the pandemic. She was lined up to fight England's Meatball Molly, who I'm sure everybody is a fan of Meatball Molly. She's an awesome lady. But Ashley Evans-Smith was 4 days away from fighting Molly McCann at UFC London. UFC London got cut, I think, 3 or 4 days before fight day. So that was a real bummer for all the fighters and everybody, because England went into a proper lockdown, leaving some people stranded, which wasn't ideal. But I remember following Ashley Evans-Smith on her journey back to America, because it didn't go too smoothly. But then straight after that, we've got Spike Carlisle in a featherweight 3-round bout fighting Bill Alego. Again, this could well be fight of the night. It really could. Spike has bucket loads of testosterone. It seems. Absolutely wild character. I really like the look of this dude. In his last fights, have been entertaining, to say the least. Then you've got Josh Parisian against Parker Porter. Josh coming from the Contender Series, and we all know that if you make it out through the Contender Series, you can scrap. Because what does Dana White want to see? He wants to see a proper fight when it comes down to Contender Series. No safe rounds, no safe fighting, if you can call it that. Holding on to your opponent and just grinding out a last round because you've won 2. He doesn't want to see fights like that. He wants to see people put it all on the line on Contender Series. So if you hear of a fighter that is coming out of the Contender Series and you don't know who he is, you can bet your bottom dollar that they can bang. So that's something to look forward to. And Miguel Bazer against Takashi Sato. Now both of these fighters look really good. Bazer got that lovely knockout on Matt Brown, and Matt Brown is a decent finisher himself. We've all seen that lovely elbow from him, and I do believe Dan Hardy was scheduled to fight Matt Brown before he had to call for early retirement, which that would have been a real good fight. Then you got Takashi Sato as well. You're a fan of Sato, aren't you?
Yeah. He's a really exciting fighter. Looking forward to seeing him fight Michael Bazer. I'm not sure. I think it'll be a bit of a scrap, but I think they're both going to be looking for the finish. They've both got a lot of finishes on their record, especially Takashi Sato. I think he has finished 12 of his 16 fights, 12 of his 16 wins, sorry. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good scrap, but I think Bazer is going to be a really tough opponent for him, coming in undefeated, and obviously as James just said, his second fight in the UFC was a win against Matt Brown, and it was a vicious left hook.
It was.
So yeah, I'm looking at, and he finished his first fight as well by a leg kick. So he's got a lot of power. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
And that's the new co-main event as well.
So right now we got Martin Day and Dos Santos walking into the octagon. Dos Santos walking in first. As I was saying earlier, that I do believe most of these, well, Martin Day specifically, and Anderson Dos Santos, they haven't won in the UFC yet. Both of these fighters have not won in the UFC as of yet. So Anderson Dos Santos fought Nad Narimani, who we all know, or we all should know, Nad Narimani, out of Team Alpha Male, but UK guy. He's always at a lot of grappling events like Polaris and things like that, but he's a good fighter. He beat Paddy Pimblett, was it, in Cage Warriors, I think? I'm just going to...
Nad Narimani?
Yeah, I'm just going to triple check that. And he did. He beat Paddy Pimblett via unanimous decision. But Nad Narimani beat Anderson Dos Santos as well. And then Anderson Dos Santos went in to fight Andre Ewell and lost that. Then he had a fight lined up with Jack Shaw.
Yeah, that was for Fight Island 1, I think. And that got cancelled because he tested positive for corona. Anderson did.
I think the Jack Shore fight was for, I think it was for one of the Vegas cards, to be honest.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah. I don't. Dos Santos tested positive for COVID. Oh, okay. So here he is again, recovered from COVID, which is always good to see. Anybody recovering from that. But yeah, he had a fight with Jack Shore, who is probably one of Wales's best contenders, really, in the UFC at the moment. So both fighters are on a 2-loss streak in the UFC, and they've both only had 2 fights in the UFC. Both lost both of their fights in the UFC. So I don't know if you could call this also a survival bout, just as the Gina Mazzani and Rachel Ostrovich fight was. This Martin Day and Dos Santos fight, you could argue is a survival fight as well. Day lost to Ping Yan Lee in a split decision at UFC Fight Night 141, and then he had 3 bouts cancelled on him. Chris Gutierrez, Benito Lopez, and Randy Costa. Randy Costa is an awesome athlete, great fighter. But he ended up fighting Davy Grant at Usman versus Masvidal on Fight Island, and Martin Day lost that. So both fighters fighting each other on a 2-fight losing streak, only with 2 fights in the UFC. So I don't know what they're doing by that, but I think this is going to be, again, a fight that both fighters are going to be looking to prove something substantial.
Definitely. And Anderson Dos Santos, he's got 7 wins by submission as well, so that may be something he'll be looking for.
For sure,
over
for sure.
Day.
He's 5 inches taller as well.
Taller, right.
Yeah, Martin Day. So he's got the height and reach on him, 73.5-inch reach for Martin Day and a 70-inch reach for Dos Santos.
It's quite a big difference in height, isn't it? 5 inches.
Yeah. So I think if Martin is smart with his range management, he should be able to control the fight, and unless Dos Santos is, just pushing through and pressuring and bringing it to him. So Dos Santos has just been welcomed into the octagon. And now Martin Day is getting the announcement. Again, another Hawaiian fighter. So we've got Rachel Ostrovich, Hawaiian, Martin Day, Hawaiian, Kai Kamaka, Hawaiian. A few Hawaiian dudes on this card.
Yeah, I noticed that yesterday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to when the UFC go to Hawaii and actually do that event that they have been speculating on doing for some time now.
This fight clock is brought to you by the U.S. Army. Happy Thanksgiving, Paul. Thank you. Thank you, Brent. Thank you.
That would have been a good place for Fight Island, wouldn't it? Hawaii.
Featured Freeland, a couple of bangers here. Body kicks, a low kick to start things off.
I think for Dos Santos, this smaller cage could be to his advantage.
I'm just watching with intent for these first 30 seconds. Both feeling each other out in the center of the octagon right now. Dave testing what he does with what Dos Santos is doing when he raises his knee.
I think that's smart for Santos to really attack those legs early, try to slow that movement down.
Why isn't Paddy in the UFC? Paddy got offered to be in the UFC a few times, and he turned it down. So Paddy actually turned down being on the Darren Till and Stephen Wonderboy card because the card was about Darren Till and not Paddy Pimblett, is the information I was told. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's what I was told and that's what I remember. Could be wrong there, but it doesn't sound like he's like that. It wouldn't be true. But Paddy's been on Ariel's show as well. He's
Yeah, it does. It presents challenges to the shorter guy. Once you hoist him up, their feet always.
I think he does want to come into the UFC now, though, from interviews I have seen of him, of recent. He probably does regret turning that contract down now.
Fighting the hand, smart is using that fence to kind of keep that stability, right? So it's there for a reason. You can use
So you've got Dos Santos with Day's back trying to look for a takedown here.
Good job there from Dave.
He's going to be looking for that submission.
Yeah, I think he feels more comfortable on the ground with somebody like Day. We'll see though. I'm a fan of his Chinese tattoo there. I do like those tattoos. I don't know what style they actually are.
The one on Day's leg. Good takedown.
Nice takedown there. Straight into half. How are we all doing, boys, anyway? Macedo Vitor, what is up, dude? How you doing, bro? Nice to see you in the chat.
That was a lot of work to get that takedown. It'd be smart of him to just rest here for 1 second and then get busy with the strikes and start looking for his submissions. He look in the pad. Now he's in half guard. He can sit here
These headphones have ached my ear somehow.
fighting somebody who's very long like Martin Day. You sit on those legs, it's harder work.
I think this is going to be a reflection of how the fight's going to play out, to be fair. Dos Santos is going to try and control on the ground.
Day looking for some strong scrambles whenever he can.
You see Dos Santos already trying to lock it up. Doesn't get it.
Good. What's up, darling? Hello, Igno. So we're going to have Gina Mazzani coming through for the post-fight interview shortly. So I am going to throw it out there to you guys. If you guys have any good questions that you think are relevant and you'd like me to ask Gina Mazzani, please fire them into the chat and I'll review them, and if there's any good ones I will ask her.
Get back up to your feet. Nice elbow there.
Cheers, Victor. Appreciate that, bro. So where are we all watching from? I am interested in... Ooh, okay, the switch up of takedowns, but it's led into a guillotine. But it looks like there's a bit of space. Oh, he's trying to... That neck is stretching out of his torso. There we go. It's over. There we go. Another submission. Yeah, just as you predicted. Eh?
Yeah, maybe I should have put a bet on that.
Maybe you should have. So finally, Anderson Dos Santos has got his victory in the UFC. I'm sure Jack Shaw was watching with intent because no doubt he'll want to fight him again. And from watching this fight so far, I think Jack Shaw takes most of these guys in his division. Oi, oi, look at that. Ireland, San Diego, Buffalo, New York, San Diego again. Very cool. Before Christ in Canada. Watching on Combate from Brazil. Very cool. Ireland. So there you go. Dos Santos breaking down, rightly so. He's survived. He's got his first win in the UFC, and if you're watching, I guess you can see what that means to him, which is very cool.
Looks very emotional right now as well. I suppose you would be after your first win.
Manchester.
What do you think? That's obviously 3 wins now. Sorry, 3 losses for Martin Day.
Yeah, 3 losses for Day. Without putting it out there into the universe, I think we know what that possibly means for somebody like Day.
It was a good performance from Dos Santos, a very experienced performance. I mean, he has got a lot of experience. He's now 21-8. That's a lot of fights.
That's a good point.
So,
he does have a lot of experience, but I think fighting at this level in the UFC is almost like it's a new bag of experience. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
A new body of experience. But that's great. He's got his first win. And that's it for the prelims. Prelims are over. Next fight will be Jonathan Pearce and Kai Kamaka, which is going to be some fight. I might stay with you guys for that fight, but I do intend to help Jamie shortly with some of these exports, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 fighters left to come in, and no doubt they're going to come in at the most awkward times possible. That's always how it works. So I will be cancelling this stream at some point, but I'll probably stay with you for the Jonathan Pearce Kai Kamaka fight. Fight of the night, dude. I think that is my fight of the night, which is why I kind of want to stay with you guys for that fight, Jonathan Pearce and Kai Kamaka.
I thought that would really play in his favor, like we said, because obviously he doesn't want to stand.
Give us an Irish accent. My brain has completely forgot how an Irish accent sounds now. Now I've been put under the pressure to perform one. I genuinely can't even think how Irish people talk anymore.
I know, but I don't want to do an Irish accent.
Why not? You're afraid you'll mess it
I
up?
might offend someone.
True. We don't want to offend anyone.
He knows what he's capable of. The man's got so many fights. And now we are here with the winner, Anderson Santos. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you, Toms. Appreciate that, bro.
Under your belt, how are you feeling?
So we got Felder now interviewing Dos Santos about his first win in the UFC, asking him how he feels. It's having to be translated, so it gives me a little bit of time. I can probably tell you what is being said. How much did we love our stay in Bermuda? We loved it a lot, mate. Very lucky. I mean, it was a little bit anxiety driven because the whole thing was a bit of a gamble. So whilst being in there, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful place and we're having fun whenever we can have it. But in the back of my head, it's constantly like, I just want to get to Vegas. Be COVID free, get to Vegas, COVID free. I mean, that's the only reason we were in Bermuda, right? Is to get to Vegas, not just because let's go to Bermuda. If that was the case, then fair enough. But in my head, all I could really think about was, damn, just get me to Vegas. I want to be in Vegas. I want to be covering the fights. I want to be there. I mean, I would rather be working a fight than on holiday, essentially. So, yeah, that's really how I felt about Bermuda. As beautiful and as good as it was, I just wanted to be in Vegas, man. I just wanted to get here and start covering fights. And like I said, it was a bit of a gamble, the whole thing. So even on the day we were flying out to America, I was worried that something was going to go wrong. We were going to get turned away for whatever reason. Obviously, the world is a crazy place right now, and you can't guarantee anything. So us coming out here to give this a go was a big gamble, and the gamble has paid off to a certain degree. Now it's in our hands to make it pay off. Now we're here. Now we've got to knock it out the park. So we'll be looking to do that until the 21st of December. Trying to do as much different things as possible, from vlog work to fighter interviews. We're currently speaking to Joanne Calderwood, who is actually going to be co-main event for McGregor and Dustin Poirier. So that's a hell of a spot for Joanne Calderwood. And obviously Joanne is living out of Vegas at the moment with her boyfriend, I believe. I don't know if they're married or not. But Big John.
Yeah, they are married.
They are married,
Yeah,
are they?
yeah.
Right, okay, cool. So with her husband, Big John from Syndicate MMA, who we always see on the UFC in the corner of a lot of contenders. But Joanne is going to be co-main event for McGregor-Poirier. So we want to get a little sit-down with Joanne, and we're going to do a fight of psyche with her. And Jamie is going to do one of his Coach's Corner episodes with Big John, talking about what it's like to be a coach. You know, I'll be talking to Joanne Calderwood about like the psychology behind fighting, looking back at a few of her fights and asking her questions about what she was thinking about at certain things, because for some reason I find, oh, here's Gina Mazzani. We're going to swap over now, guys. You might have bad audio for a sec. Apologies.
Currently, I'm undefeated at flyweight. So, it was a hard 10-week diet and cutting weight to get to 125. But my actual weight cut was hands down the easiest cut I've ever had. So as long as I just don't eat like a jerk, then I should be okay. I'm gonna keep maintaining a good weight. My fiance's Tim's fighting in January, so I'm gonna keep feeding him good and keep feeding myself good. And in case any flyweight fights open up, I'd love to jump in. So yeah, moved to Missouri, changed camps, changed coaches, changed teams, changed weight classes, changed my hair. New year, new me, let's go.
How did you feel about your performance overall? Because obviously, the finish was impressive, the victory was good. I think you were dominant from the start.
It felt really good. I'm really excited to look back at it. I'm talking to my coaches right now. They're like, oh, you did really good on this, you did really good on that. But I remember some of it. It's just all just kind of a blur. But I feel really good about it. I remember getting hit a few times and being like, okay, this is fine. It doesn't hurt. You're okay. Getting hit doesn't hurt that bad. It was all a very enjoyable experience.
Do you remember between rounds 2 and 3, because before you went out to the start of the third, the broadcast stayed in your corner the whole time, and like I said, I felt like you've been dominant, but it looked like you were just tiring maybe, or mentally. What was going on? It's like you had that little pep talk there.
I don't know. I was kind of dozing off, or not dozing off. I was dazing off a little bit, and I don't know why. I don't know what I was doing, but I'm grateful James Krause. I remember James Krause was like, Gina, look at me, and I'm like, okay. And I don't know. I'm just kind of. I feel like I listen well, so it's good. I don't know really what to do in a fight sometimes, but he can play me like a video game, which is fine because luckily he's a winner, and so that makes me a winner. So that's okay. I'll be a video game.
Nice. The liver shot finish. I mean, is that something that you had worked on at all? You had in the game plan at all?
I throw that a lot in sparring, and it curls people occasionally in sparring, and so yeah, I kind of saw an opening for it, and luckily it worked. I saw a little instant replay on it, and it really did work. It looked great. So yeah, I wanted to go to her body quite a bit. I didn't do it as much, but I saw her kind of once, and I think it was in the second round, and I was like, oh, that might work. And so I'm really grateful I got the finish. That's something I really wanted to do, and I did it.
Last thing for me, it sounds like you kind of want to stay ready just in case something pops up. But what would be ideal for you? I mean, is it to take some time, enjoy the holidays a little bit, or you want to keep this thing rolling, like you said, undefeated in the division now? What's ideal?
Honestly, especially during this crazy time, I'm really grateful to be able to have a job and be able to work. So I don't ever want to pass up an opportunity that would be good for me to take a fight. So I want to stay ready. I want to fight as much as possible. Like I said, because a lot of people aren't able to work right now, and I got to take these opportunities as they come. But yeah,
I would love, I mean, like we had to cut weight on Thanksgiving, and a lot of people are like, oh, I feel so bad for you to cut weight on Thanksgiving, but I'm like, no, I get to work, I get an extra paycheck to feed my family, and you know, and an extra paycheck to buy the little one Christmas gifts and stuff, you know. So it's I'm grateful to work at any time. I'll cut weight over Christmas. I'll cut weight over, you know, Thanksgiving. It don't matter. It's all the same.
Hey Gina, how you doing?
I'm glorious. How are you?
I'm very good as well. Great fight in there with Rachel. I'm just wondering, was there anything that you were surprised by in that fight from her?
She is so flexible. She was very, very flexible. That really threw me off. But I mean, that was like the biggest thing, where how flexible she was. I was planning on like hitting her down a little more, but she was like so Gumby-like. But I obviously made do, so that was good.
Awesome. I'm also interested to know, how integral is James Krause to your career?
Well, I've been losing for the past 3 years, and now I've won. So he was a big, huge part of it. I kind of described it to him as I felt like I was like a broken car in a lot. A beautiful car, a nice rims, a good motor, but my steering wheel was in the back seat. And he came in and wanted this car, and he fixed it all up, and basically was like, hey, if you don't want to drive it, I'll drive the car. You just, you know, basically do what I say. And I did, and I feel better than ever. He will help me wake up that passion for fighting and got me back in the winner's circle.
Awesome. Will we be seeing any new hair colors for your next fight?
Well, this is my hair for 125, and it's worked for this fight, so I'll probably keep it.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Very powerful, very explosive southpaw. I think he's going to have to push the pace, be a buzzsaw like he was early in his career, utilize what he's learned down in South Florida. I think he can come out and do something big tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I was saying yesterday, this guy really chambers that left hand, sits back in that southpaw stance, really wide with his legs, really going to be braced. And we know Miguel has a good kicking game, but the way that he frames his legs with that nice long stance, and it's going to be riding for southpaw, so I don't think the leg kick's going to be as much of a problem for him. But just best believe, Miguel starts throwing those kicks, that left straight's coming down the middle.
We'll see if Sato puts that judo black belt to use as well. All right, gentlemen, it's time for predictions. I know you love this part. Mike, I'm going to start with you. Jonathan Pierce versus Kai Kamaka.
Look, Jonathan Pierce, he's got his shoulder repaired, he's in shape, he's ready to go. But I think Kai Kamaka's the real deal. I think he's going to put on a great show tonight. What do you think, Walt?
I'm going JSP, man. I mean, I did that. He's from the South. That's the first thing. I got to rock with my Southern boys, and I just feel like he's got a lot to prove. He's healthy. He's ready. He's going to come out with big power, man. And Kamaka will be there for him. He'll be there right in front of him.
All right, what about Ashley Evans-Smith and Nora Dumont?
Hey guys.
She's a Sang-Shao kickboxer. She's super good with her stand-up, but Ashley Evans-Smith has the wrestling in her game, and I think that's going to be the big
I was using the wrong mic there. I was using the UFC mic. How is the audio?
Ashley as well. I think experience plays a big factor in this fight. She's not long in the tooth, but she's been around the sport for a while, so I think that'll help her a lot in this fight.
She's the minus 150.
How's the audio, boys? Have I done this right this time? You have to let me know.
I'm going Carlisle, man. I'm telling you, he's going to bite down that mouthpiece and Algeo.
So we've just had Gina in, asked her a few questions. She seemed very happy, seems in a good mood.
Josh Parisian all day. I think Parisian gets it done. The Michigan native. He's going to have a good night.
Parisian as well.
All right, co-main.
Man, this is a tough fight.
So I'm just watching Chiesa and Walt Harris pick who they got for the co-main. Miguel Bazer and Takashi Sato.
And finally, our main event.
Hey, I'm not counting Devin out. He's as tough as they come. But I think Anthony Smith in a 5-round fight, that favors him a lot. I'm taking line art Anthony Smith.
Again, Anthony Smith, we agree. Experience is key, man. It's everything.
All right, so we'll
Where
see
are
how
we?
that one plays out. Thank you so much for watching.
I don't know if we have a bit of a break now, do we?
The Texas A&M versus LSU game is running.
What time does the main card start?
ESPN News and right
John,
here
what time
on
does the main
ESPN+.
card start?
We hope to see you there live in this UFC Apex. The action starts right
Got ignored. John, what time does the main card start? Straight away.
You take a bomb throwing terror with savage
Oh, yeah.
power in his hands and lock him in the octagon with hard charging Brown Bear, who has shown his best.
Okay, so the main card starts now.
Things have a way of
I don't know why I didn't think it started now. I think because we had a few finishes, I assumed There's a bit of time to kill. That's good. I'm happy with that.
Light heavyweights loaded with offensive weaponry take aim at one another. As the vicious brawler with a lion heart brings a roaring hunger back to the octagon.
Right, guys. Let's calm down a little bit in the chat. How are we all doing anyway? We all good?
My sword is so sharp right now, and I'm just hungry to get in there, taste some violence, and
If Dana comes in, have you guys got any questions you'd like to ask for Dana?
He doesn't just do damage, he becomes devastation itself. Tonight, on a weekend that we give thanks, the UFC...
Can you have a word with somebody about 86ing that Kimbo Slice ad package? I'm not sure what any of that's about. You're gonna have to educate me on that bit, Red Panty Night. If you're talking to me, that is, anyway.
Live from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes. Dignity, please. Not that this comes up later, but it's all good. It's all good. Thank you for being here as well, guys. Really appreciate it. Next week, what have we got lined up for you? I'm just gonna get that open for us right now.
Good evening from Las Vegas. The holiday season is upon us.
The holiday season is upon us, isn't it? I keep forgetting that.
At UFC headquarters, and a couple of light heavyweights find themselves with an unexpected opportunity to thrill fight fans in our main event. Live inside the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, this is UFC Fight Night Smith versus Clark on ESPN. UFC Fight Night is presented
Next
by
week,
Modelo.
we have some very cool fights.
Is available for tonight's telecast, and you can also watch it in
So
Spanish
we'll be doing the
on
weigh-ins
ESPN.
again. We'll be doing Media Day, which is not really that interesting at the moment, as it's all virtual. And they only seem to pick out about 3 fighters for it as well. So I'm not sure which card is actually better, but we've got Martin Vettori and Jack Hermansson headlining the next fight. So Kevin Holland is out. So there's another damage to one of the headline events out here.
You've got to be prepared for the unexpected, and opportunities like this, they don't come by every day. So for these two gentlemen to go in there and agree to make this a 5-round fight instead of 3, my heart goes out to you guys. I respect you guys for that. Devin Clark, this is a massive opportunity. It's a massive opportunity to be facing Anthony Smith, which he earned.
Do you mean that fight law thing?
And for Anthony Smith, yet another main event to really go out
You chuck in a link to it. I'm sure I'll recognise it when I see it. Yeah, I actually kind of agree with that. I do like Kevin Holland a lot because he's an entertaining fighter. I like that he talks in the cage. Like, there's a lot of fun things to be watching with a Kevin Holland fight. But I think you are right. Martin Vettori and Hermansson is probably, a bit more of a tactical, better, competitive fight. You might be right there. I mean, who knows really?
And the man is so skilled everywhere, and that to me is what makes him so dangerous.
So you want me to ask Dana a fight law question? What about fight law? They did play that a lot. They did. Do you know what? It is actually quite good though. The Nick Diaz one was cool. I'm a big Nick Diaz fan. So I was just looking at what's happening next week, and we have Jack Hermansson and Martin Vettori. Co-main event is Vince St. Peru against Jamal Hill. Now that's a good fight. That is a cool fight. Tilia Santos and Montana De La Rosa. Not bad. We got Gian Villante against Jake Collier. Jimmy Flick against Cody Durden. Roman Dolidze against John Allen. Got Damon Jackson against Ilya Topuria. That's a good fight. We've got Movsar Evlov. Movsar. I'm so dyslexic, so when I see that word, that last name, I really don't even know where to start. Mavodza Evilovi. It's definitely not right, but someone have to pronunciate that in the chat for me. Then we got Nate Landwehr, Gabriel Benitez against Justin James, Luis Smolka against Jose Alberto Quinones. We've seen Quinones a few times here. I've seen him a few times. He fought Jack Shaw as well, and he fought... wait, did he fight Jack Shaw? But he's definitely fought Sean O'Malley. He hasn't fought Jack Shaw. He fought Nathaniel Wood. That's where I was going wrong with the United Kingdom reference. Ryan Hall is a beast. Ryan Hall Army. Do you know what? I am a huge Ryan Hall fan. I really like Ryan Hall. I feel sorry for Ryan Hall. If you're watching, Ryan, I hope you get a fight very soon. It's a shame that nobody wants to step in there and try to not get their leg snapped with you. Oh, there we are. Dan's helping me with the pronunciation on that. Yves Laviv. Oh, right. Nah, wait. Did I say that right? Movsar Yves Laev. The Laev together just sounds so unnatural to read it. Laev. Yves Laev. There we are. Thank you, Dan. I still don't think I got it right, but thank you.
I'd just like to say as well, I think Kai Kamaka's got some wicked tattoos. His sleeve, is it like Maori kind of design?
Yeah,
It's
it
awesome.
is.
Really cool.
I like this Kai Kamaka a lot. Right, you've heard it here first, guys. This is probably gonna go down terribly now. Now I say you've heard it here first, but I've been saying I'm gambling here by saying this now and reiterating the point, but I think this is fight of the night. This should be fight of the night. It has to. Yeah, sorry, I was just listening to the commentary there for a second because they mentioned fight of the night as well, and it pulled me off. I didn't know if they were saying similar, but they weren't. They were saying he has had fight of the night before Kai Kamaka. So Jonathan Pierce is walking in now. I believe Jonathan is from the Contender Series, and as you said, as I've said, we all know what that means if you've made it through the Contender Series. Skipping to the fight. It will be over in 30 seconds. Yeah, maybe it will. I may have jinxed it for sure. But if I can jinx something, that is a worrying thought for the world. So hopefully that I can't jinx him. But what is that tattoo, man? I cannot figure out what that tattoo is on Jonathan Pierce's pec, on his left pec. It's like a circle with what looks like a tape or something, like, or just I haven't got a clue, man. Looks like there's red and green on both ends of it. Who knows what that tattoo is? You're gonna have to fill me in if you are aware of what that is. So as I was saying, this is my potential fight of the night. Jamie's potential fight of the night is Miguel Bazer against Takashi Sato. Jamie's just bouncing the Gina Mazzani interview that we just did. So as I was saying as well, it is literally only just me and John Morgan covering this event. so John's asking a load of questions, and then it's over. So if I, depending on who comes in and what's going on, I'll be asking a lot of questions as well.
He has a sizable height advantage, standing 6 feet tall, and enjoys a reach advantage of 2 inches. Setting the table tonight inside the octagon, we say hello to Joe.
So Jonathan Pearce is 28 and Kai Kamaka is 25. That's a... Kai's very young, very young. Miguel has had great fights so far, but as you said about my one earlier, I think that could be a quick fight. There's 3 possible fight of the nights in my opinion: Jonathan Pearce, Kai Kamaka, Spike Carlisle, Bill Alego, Miguel Bazer, and Takashi Sato. Like, they're all fight of the night potentials. He is. So guys, tell me what that tattoo is, please. It's driving me nuts.
There's a weird tattoo on his chest, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I
It's
can't
like a
figure
no
out what
entry
it
sign.
is. Yeah, it is. It's like a no entry sign that hasn't been coloured in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the black work in Kai Kamaka's
Yeah,
tats.
really cool.
It looked like he's been rubbing oil on him. Right. This is where this fight just isn't... Ooh. Bilaugio. Cheers, Rick. Bilaugio.
So that was nice of Kai to recognize that. He didn't get the trip, he didn't get anything from it, and let it go.
Jonathan Pearce coming out of the MMA lab as well. Trains
He
with
is.
John Crouch. And all those guys there, Casey Kenny.
Yeah, definitely be sparring with Casey Kenny.
Yeah, Kyler Phillips.
Kyler Phillips, yeah. These guys are good. These guys are really good coming out of the MMA lab. You've got Cannonier down there now as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of good, good guys in that gym.
You interviewed...
yeah, John Crouch. That's episode 3 of Coach's Corner. If you guys want to check that out on the channel, it's Coach's Corner with John Crouch.
Yeah.
Had a really good sit down, a 25-minute chat with him, just about the MMA lab, how he got into coaching. Yeah, really interesting. I won't tell you any more, but go check it out.
Yeah,
if
do.
you guys are interested in watching that.
Ooh. I heard a cup sound there with that body kick. I don't know if I don't know if that's right though, is what I was getting at. It sounded like a cup got hit.
Yeah, Kai's got to be careful. You see Pearce really trying to control that wrist and suck him in, start to look for a triangle. There he goes, just nice get up. Kamaka kind of lets him get up.
Kaku, yeah? We've got somebody saying that the style of those tattoos that Kai Kamaka has is called Kaku. Cacao?
Kamaka.
No. I'm on about in the chat, mate. Ooh, that was a nice... I can't even remember what hand from Kai Kamaka there. Properly bent back his head. There is one nut shot. Yeah, we've got one nut shot so far counting. Ooh. Who have you guys got for Pearce and Kamaka? These guys, both good scrappers. You can see that they're feeling each other out and holding back a little bit at the minute. Ooh. So who's watching this with us and who's just watching this on their own? I want to know. I want to know as well as the where you're watching from. I want to know if that's changed. I always find that so interesting to see who's watching and where they're from. Yeah, that's correct, Snakes. I think this is leading for both fighters to come out. Oh, I don't know actually. So Pierce looking for the takedown here. And Camarco just got an elbow there, I think. Or was that short left hand? Ooh. I do like Kai Camarco. Nice, a deal. Yeah, that was an interesting feeling out round. I think both fighters were holding back a little bit there, waiting for the first person to come in. Hey, do you know what I want to get while I'm here? I keep seeing it everywhere. Some Howler Head.
The what, sorry?
Howler Head.
Howler Head?
Yeah, the whiskey that is constantly being promoted.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. Everyone's been posting on social media.
Yeah.
Is it nice? You ever tried it?
Nah, I've not yet. So we've got Dos Santos coming through now, right? I think. Oh wait, no. Do we? We got Dos Santos? Yeah, we do. So I'm going to change over again, guys. Apologies for the audio for the next 5 minutes. Again, if you want to go over and watch, I sound like a bingo guy now. go over to our videos because all the individual interviews are on there.
Anderson, congratulations on the victory.
This
Clearly,
guy is
you're
gassed.
enjoying the moment, but can you just talk about what you're feeling after getting your first UFC win?
Man, I feel very, very, very good. It's my first victory inside the octagon, UFC octagon. I am so happy. I went to celebration with my family, my team, my friends. I am so happy, man.
Yeah. You saw the emotion in the cage, right? I mean, tears coming when you get the win. You said, what was going through your mind at that point? Was this a moment you thought maybe you'd never have?
O que você pensou na hora que você conseguiu a finalização? Você esperava que seria o momento que nunca ia acontecer?
Não, eu esperava, treinei muito para esse momento. Eu sabia que eu ia conseguir uma finalização aqui essa noite. Tinha certeza disso, eu não sabia em qual round, em qual momento. Mas eu trabalhei muito, eu venho treinando 1 ano e meio. Eu treinei operado, com o braço com tiboia. Continuei treinando o ano inteiro, com pandemia, peguei coronavírus, me recuperei, voltei a treinar. Eu sabia que essa noite era minha e ela não ia deixar, eu não ia deixar essa oportunidade passar. Eu vim para finalizar. Não pensei que seria uma guilhotina, mas me deixou o pescoço com faixa preta de jiu-jitsu, com certeza isso ia acontecer.
Yeah, I trained exactly for that. I was expecting to get into a submission, I don't know, a round. If it was going to be the first, the second, or the third, but I'm a black belt jiu-jitsu. I trained the whole year for this opportunity to come back and fight. And I had my arm, I had a surgery on my shoulder. I trained like that anyway. And also, I got the virus right in the beginning. And I just got here to do my job and get the submission. That's what I want.
What kept you going and focused through all the difficult times, the injury, the COVID? I mean, I would think it would be easy to give up and say, maybe it's not for me. So what kept you going and focused?
O que manteve você indo? Você, com essa coisa do vírus, e você pensou em desistir? O que entrava na sua cabeça?
Eu nunca pensei em desistir na minha carreira, claro que não. Não é fácil acordar um dia e ver que você teve toda uma carreira pela frente, 10 anos de carreira, e de repente eu cheguei no maior evento do mundo e tive 2 derrotas e uma lesão muito séria. Nunca tinha acontecido isso na minha carreira, mas Deus colocou essa aprovação para eu provar que eu merecia estar aqui e me honrou com essa grande vitória hoje, e a primeira de várias. Eu vou ser o melhor finalizador na categoria peso galo do UFC.
They never went through my mind to give up. 10 years as a professional fighter, and I got an opportunity to be one of the biggest events in the world, I mean the big event in the world. I was never going to give up, and I'm going to continue doing, thank God, and also I want to be the best submission in this weight class.
You talk about your submissions and your grappling skills are high level, but it seems like you always want to strike, like you want to come out and. So what's your mindset going into fights? I mean, do you want to brawl or do you want to grapple more?
Cara, eu treino tudo, né? Eu cheguei hoje nesse esporte, eu tenho 10 anos de carreira. Tá aí meu treinador de boxe, o Miguel, um excelente cara que afia muito minha mão. Meu treinador de MMA e de jiu-jitsu, aí o Babuino. Eu treino muito, tenho um treinador de wrestling, um grande cara lá, o alemão de São Paulo. E é o que você disse, eu posso ser um strike, posso ser um grappler, e meus oponentes nunca vão saber onde eu quero lutar. Cada luta eu venho para fazer um jogo adaptado porque eu quero. Eu penso que eu quero trocar porrada, eu vou trocar porrada. Se eu precisar fazer o grappler, eu vou fazer o grappler. Eu estou pronto para tudo.
Like you say, I am a submission guy, but if I have to brawl, I gotta brawl. I have an excellent coach, a boxing coach, Nate, also my master, Babuino, and my wrestling coach, Alemão. They really helped me out, but if we gotta brawl, we brawl, but my game depends on the fight.
Well, this is certainly a big moment, first UFC victory. What's next for you? I mean, are you wanting to kind of make up for the lost time you had? Do you want to fight quickly? What's the next move for you?
Eu quero lutar próxima semana, quero lutar próximo mês. Eu estou pronto, quero correr atrás desse tempo que eu perdi, fiquei 1 ano e meio parado. Não é bom nem para minha carreira, porque o tempo vai passando, financeiramente é muito ruim, 1 ano e meio sem lutar. Quero lutar no mais tardar aí em janeiro, e se o UFC, o Dan White me der essa oportunidade, se eu enxergo, eu quero lutar lá na ilha, no card do Conor McGregor vs Poirier, quero lutar nessa noite.
I mean, I train hard and I have to. It's something to talk too much.
I'm sorry.
My brain went like, okay, let me go back. So the idea is to fight as soon as possible. Next month, next week if they let me. But my goal, I really want to fight in the card in January, McGregor and Poirier, if Dan White let me. But as soon as they can give me a fight, I will, because I can be without fight for a year and a half. Also, it's not good for the career, it's not good financially as well.
Só mais uma coisa, eu trabalhei muito duro essa noite, troquei porrada, dei queda e finalizei numa linda finalização. Eu quero $50,000.
I think you guys know what he's saying. He worked hard, he broke, he took down, he got the submission, so he expected to get the bonus.
First you roused you, bro. I deserve it.
We got a body tonight.
Hey Anderson, congratulations on your win. It was very impressive. I know you kind of answered it a little bit, but in terms of what's next for you, I was thinking you obviously had a fight with Jack Shaw lined up. Is that an ideal opponent for McGregor-Poirier fight?
Can you repeat, please?
Yes. No, I was just saying, would he like to fight Jack Shaw basically on the McGregor-Poirier card?
The Jack?
Jack Shaw.
Jack Shaw.
Yeah.
Se você quer lutar com Jack Shaw na fight, você sabe quem é?
Sim. Eu ia lutar com o Jack Shore na Ilha da Luta, na primeira temporada, e eu tava pronto para voar, tava no hotel do UFC esperando o voo e contraí coronavírus. Então essa luta não aconteceu, passou, como eu disse aqui no começo, eu não escolho o nome. Estou treinado pro chão, para trocar porrada em pé. Quem o UFC quiser me dar, eu tô pronto para lutar, cara. Pode ser qualquer um, Jake Shore, Uriah Faber, o baixinho lá que meu sonho é lutar com ele. Meu sonho é lutar com esse cara, não tô desafiando ele agora, jamais, acabei de chegar no UFC, é a minha primeira vitória, mas não é um desafio, é um sonho, é uma vontade minha. Eu ainda quero lutar, nessa minha trajetória, ainda quero lutar com Frank Edgar. Vai ser uma honra para mim.
Yeah, I was in a schedule to fight with Jack, and I was in a hotel at UFC in São Paulo, but I got the virus, so the fight was canceled. I was supposed to go to the island, but then that passed. So I got a new opponent for this show today. But if they give me an opportunity, I fight anybody. I'm not choosing name. But my dream is not that I'm challenging nobody. Is to fight Frank Edgar.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Anderson, aqui.
Ô, da hora, português.
E aí, Miguel, tudo bom, Anderson?
Beleza, Diegão, como você tá?
Tudo bem, obrigado. Primeira vitória no UFC te honra, peso das costas, necessidade de vencer, risco de perder o contrato, como era?
Ah, cara, com certeza, eu encarei, assim, como eu já disse essa noite, eu sou um cara experiente, tenho 10 anos de carreira, acompanho o UFC há muito tempo, muito antes de eu botar a luva nas mãos pela primeira vez para treinar numa academia. Eu já acompanhava o UFC, sempre amei luta, assisto arte marcial desde o Mike Tyson, quando eu era um garotinho, inclusive boa sorte para ele hoje. E eu sabia que duas derrotas seguidas no UFC, eu ainda tive essa oportunidade de fazer a terceira luta. E eu sabia, eu vinha de duas derrotas, meu oponente vinha de 2 derrotas, eu tinha certeza que quem perdesse essa noite, possivelmente, teria o contrato interrompido. E eu não sei se vai ser, eu espero que ele não seja demitido do UFC, ele é um grande cara, um atleta muito duro, acho que ele merece continuar, mas eu não queria correr o risco de eu ficar nessa corda bamba, entendeu? Eu quero ter minha próxima luta agora, vou vencer a próxima, vamos renovar, eu quero ter mais uns 8 anos de carreira dentro do UFC.
Boa. Como você falou, quase 10 anos de carreira como profissional. Justamente por isso eu te pergunto, depois de tantos anos, tanta batalha, chegar no UFC, aí 2 derrotas, 1 ano e meio sem lutar, mais ou menos, um pouco mais ainda. Como é que é, como profissional, lidar com todo esse período de incerteza, ainda mais essa pandemia?
Cara, foi bem difícil pra mim. Falar assim é até mais fácil agora do que passar por tudo que eu passei. Foi 1 ano e meio, 1 ano e 8 meses mais ou menos parado. Quando eu estava com 6 meses sem luta, estava bem fisicamente, estava aqui na Califórnia treinando com o tendão do peitoral maior. A gente estava negociando luta para Las Vegas, com o empresário. Tive um rompimento no peito, voltei para São Paulo, fui para o Brasil, operei lá, fiquei mais um tempo sem poder treinar, porque estava me recuperando. Quando o meu médico e minha fisioterapeuta me liberaram para lutar, começou a pandemia. Bem na semana que o meu médico me liberou, me deu alta, falou, pode fazer toda a força do mundo que seu peito não aguenta. Começou a pandemia, o UFC interrompeu os eventos. Aí o UFC bolou a Ilha da Luta. Eu falei pro meu empresário, para lutar. Ele conseguiu a luta para mim, que seria contra o Jake Shore. E aí eu contraí o coronavírus, esperando lá no hotel, lá em Guarulhos, esperando para voar, eu contraí o coronavírus. Fiquei mais esse tempo todo parado, fechando essa luta agora. E assim, não foi fácil, cara, financeiramente, tudo parado no Brasil, emprego, aulas, academias, não foi fácil, mas Deus me sustentou até aqui. Se tivesse que ser mais tempo, Ele ia continuar me segurando e dando conta de mim e da minha família. E tinha que ser agora, tinha que ser hoje. E foi hoje, a vitória veio, graças a Deus. Agora, o que passou, vou atrás do que o futuro tem para me esperar. O que o futuro tem a me reservar aí, que é mais vitórias, finalizações, nocautes aqui dentro do UFC.
Se o prêmio de $50 mil chegar, que é mais do que R$250 mil no Brasil, vai investir ou gastar como?
Já tem um destino certo, cara. Eu vou dar entrada numa casa, vou tentar comprar inteira, eu pago aluguel ainda e tô batalhando para isso, né? Tô aqui todo dia na academia treinando duro para conseguir esses momentos assim, finalização, nocaute, vitória. E a primeira coisa que eu preciso é dar uma casa para a Gabi, minha filhota de 5 anos, a gente precisa ter essa estabilidade. E se eu ganhar o bônus, se vir o bônus aí, vai ser a primeira coisa que eu vou fazer em dezembro, quando chegar em casa, é correr atrás de comprar alguma casa para ela.
Maravilha. Para terminar, então, o que a gente pode esperar do Beruja na categoria peso prova? O que você acha que você pode acrescentar nessa divisão?
Olha, eu acho que eu sou um cara muito duro para qualquer evento do mundo e tá aqui no UFC. O UFC é o melhor evento do mundo, é o maior evento do mundo, onde estão os caras mais duros, os caras mais difíceis de lutar. E quando eu cheguei aqui, eu tinha certeza que eu tinha chegado porque eu mereci estar aqui. Eu cheguei no UFC já com 26 lutas, eram 20 vitórias. Eu tinha certeza que eu tinha nível para estar aqui. E hoje eu mostrei isso, consegui trocar porrada com o oponente, dominei ele nas costas, dei uma queda bonita e finalizei. Então eu mostrei que eu tenho nível para estar aqui dentro do UFC e como eu disse ali para ele, eu não quero desafiar ninguém agora, eu vou chegar com humildade, eu acabei de chegar, cheguei pouco, para mim eu tô chegando no UFC hoje, foi a minha primeira vitória hoje que eu cheguei, eu não quero desafiar ninguém, não quero falar nome de ninguém, eu quero só continuar trabalhando, ter minhas oportunidades de mostrar meu trabalho. E é óbvio, né? A gente sonha um dia ser top 10, ser top 5, cinturão, quem sabe um dia. Mas por enquanto eu só quero continuar trabalhando, continuar fazendo minhas lutas, boas apresentações e conquistar o que eu tenho que conquistar aqui dentro.
Para finalizar, quer mandar algum recado para o pessoal do Brasil que ativa no TG Fight?
Quero sim, um grande abraço para a galera da TG Fight, todos os meus fãs do Brasil, toda a galera que estava torcendo por mim. Eu recebi muitas mensagens positivas, muito incentivo, muita força, muita energia. E muito obrigado a todo mundo que torceu por mim, minha família, meus amigos, minha academia, meu time Babone Team, Raiz da Luta, meus treinadores que trabalharam demais esse ano todo para esse momento aqui, esse momento único poder acontecer. Muito obrigado a todos, quem estava torcendo para mim, quem não estava torcendo também, agora vai passar a torcer porque vão conhecer um pouco melhor do cara que eu sou. É isso, um grande beijo para todos, muito obrigado e a vitória para o Brasil que a gente merece. E galera, amanhã vamos voltar com consciência aí no Brasilzão, porque a gente não merece ficar sofrendo. Tamo junto. Beleza, meu irmão, obrigado. Vou tirar uma foto pra você. Opa, sim. Mano, você vai estar aqui todo mundo, você tá aqui pra estar todo mundo. Tá pior que nós, né? Peraí, como é que vai ser essa vizinha?
What up, guys? We are back.
Said call that yet?
No, I didn't. So, I am going to close this off. The main card is running wild. I'm going to get a few questions worked out for a few of the people. Hoping Dana comes on because that would be great to get to speak to Dana for a little bit. So, where are we now? Ashley Evans Smith got here. So, like I said, all of these post-fight interviews will be making their way individually straight to the Full Reptile YouTube channel. So, if you are watching and you do want to see all the post-fight stuff, come over to Full Reptile because it will be nowhere else anyway. We're really good people here other than MMA Junkie covering this fight. So thank you very much for joining us. This is always mad fun to speak to you guys. I love it. It's great. It's one of the funniest things about the job is doing this new live streaming thing. It's great. But next time you'll see us live streaming will be Tuesday when we do our podcast. Mine and Jamie's podcast we'll be doing, where we research the card live with you guys. We'll try and get a guest in as well, maybe a journalist to help us. We'll see. But then we'll be doing the weigh-ins on Thursday. No, we won't be doing the weigh-ins on Friday. We are going over to Arizona as well. We are going to be going to see Sean O'Malley. He wants us to go on Wednesday, so we're going to probably go down on Tuesday night, and then we'll be doing some O'Malley stuff behind the scenes of the Timbo Sugar Show. So keep your eye out for that. Then we'll also be doing something with Joanne Calderwood, who is co-main event from the Great Poirier. So we'll want to speak to her a little bit about that, fight psychology, whilst Jamie will be doing a coach's corner with John Wood. We have reached out to Aljamain Sterling as well, and a few guys that are extremely mature. So yeah, stay tuned, man. We've only been here for about 4 or 5 days, so actually I think we've been here a bit longer. Actually, we've been here about, how long have we been here for? What day did we get here? Forgot. Last Saturday, so today. So we've been here a week. No way. Jesus Christ, guys, we've been here a week. I don't even know how that makes sense, but I guess we have. We've been here a week because we got here on Saturday, and it's Saturday. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of the fights. Hope you enjoy the Mike Tyson fight as well. We got Akin Smith coming out now. We've got a few fighters who are going to be rushing in. So I'm going to jump on and go help Jamie as well. But remember, if you guys have any other guys that can reach, get in contact, hit us up on Instagram at Raptors MMA, or we'll get it done. But thank you very much. We both appreciate it very much, tuning in and joining us here. As I said, keep your eye on the channel for lots more stuff. Yeah, that's it really. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.